Viewers, we begin Explosive Exclusive this evening with two interesting but related developments. The first, exclusive visuals that you're seeing to the left of your screen. These visuals show just how well planned the execution of Moose Wala was. These visuals are exclusive only to Times Now, and what you can see is Moose Wala's car and the two cars that were used by assassins, and how they all came together at a particular strategically pre-decided point. And viewers, we all know what transpired right after that. So you can see these visuals of one particular car, the Bolero which overtook Moose Wala's Thar, stopped the Thar, and of course the rest was history. The Corolla is also very clearly visible, viewers. There you can see it. 20 seconds later, the Corolla follows. 4 seconds later, the Bolero follows. Moose Wala's Thar vehicle, the black vehicle, and then overtakes, sandwiches the Thar between them, and of course, right after that, viewers, the assailants get out and they open fire on Moose Wala, killing him on the spot, injuring two of his friends, aides, call them what you want to, who were also in the Thar. But just days after Punjabi singer Moose Wala was shot dead, the High Court of Punjab and Haryana has shredded the Mann-led AAP government. The dressing down came during a hearing on a petition filed by former Deputy Chief Minister O.P. Soni seeking the restoration of his security cover. Like Moose Wala, the former Deputy Chief Minister Soni has also lost his security cover in a move that the Aam Aadmi Party sold to the public as one intended to put precious state resources to better use. In fact, in their public interactions, the AAP said that the new Chief Minister was less interested in giving VIPs a status upgrade by giving them fancy security and fancy security cars, and more interested in placing precious funds saved in the service of the poor. Within days of the announcement and its publicization, Moose Wala, as you know, was brutally gunned down. Now the High Court has ordered the restoration of security cover for all 424 VIPs who lost their cover thanks to the AAP's deemed arbitrary grandstanding, its PR stunt. Not just this, the High Court questioned the AAP's Punjab Sarkar on how the list of those who lost their security cover was leaked to the media in the first place. For good measure, the AAP Sarkar has been asked to carry out a proper security assessment, which implies that perhaps they didn't do due diligence the first time round. Now, I want you, viewers, to listen in to the advocate who has spoken. He is the counsel to the ex-Deputy Chief Minister O.P. Soni, who filed this petition seeking a review of the decision to strike down his security cover. Listen in.
आज कोर्ट में उन्होंने सील कवर में प्रेजेंट करा था कि क्या रिपोर्ट है, किसके बेसिस पे इन्होंने विड्रॉ करी है। तो उसमें रिपोर्ट तो कमेटी की थी, बट बाकी जो उसके जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स और उनकी क्या रिपोर्ट थी वो सब इनके पास नहीं थी। तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने टाइम मांगा कि हमारे पास अभी वो है नहीं, 2 दिन में हम नहीं कर पाए, तो आप प्लीज़ टाइम दे दीजिए। तो कोर्ट हैज़ एडजर्न्ड इट। हमसे तो वो कह रहे हैं कि आपको थ्रेट पर नहीं है, हम कह रहे हैं कि है। कल्लूकारा का वो जो 400 बंदे हैं जो और सेकंड लिस्ट निकाली है उन्होंने, उसमें वो कह रहे हैं कि जो 400 बंदों की विड्रॉ करी है वो हमने टेम्परेरीली विड्रॉ करी है क्योंकि हमें गल्लूकारा हो रहा है, तो उसके लिए हमारे को पर्सनल चाहिए। जिस पे हमने बता दिया कि खुद ही सीएम ने स्टेटमेंट दी है कि होम मिनिस्टर अमित शाह जी ने बोला है कि वो पता नहीं कितने 1200 बटालियन भेज रहे हैं। तो सिक्योरिटी, आप हमारा जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी है वहीं तो दरबार साहब है।
The security cover will be renewed on June 7th, but of course, viewers, it's too late for Moose Wala. It won't in any way help him. He's already been assassinated, he's already been killed, he's already been murdered, brutalized. You've seen the pictures. I want to go straight across to our correspondent, bureau chief, who is reporting on this story. Now, Gurpreet, this order is a firm rap on the knuckles for the Kejriwal AAP and the Mann-led Punjab government. This is something that seems to suggest that their decision to take the security cover away was not well thought through and perhaps was a PR stunt. I can't say that, but it could be implied.
Well, yes, of course, Rahul, अगर इसकी बात की जाए तो High Court had given a big jolt to Aam Aadmi Party. First, we have seen after Sidhu Moose Wala was murdered, High Court had already pulled up Aam Aadmi Party and saying that they should bring a written response to the High Court that why this security had been withdrawn and that had been lost to Punjab and especially loss of Sidhu Moose Wala's family. We have seen Sidhu Moose Wala's family has been highlighting had this security not withdrawn by the Aam Aadmi Party government, Sidhu Moose Wala could have been saved. So same thing today we have seen. There is a flimsy excuse by Aam Aadmi Party government in the court saying that it's the temporary withdrawal of the security. वो कहते हैं कि temporary withdraw किया गया है ये security क्योंकि जो Blue Star Operation anniversary होती है 1st June to 6th June they require security but they don't know that what was the procedure. High कोर्ट ने उन्हें पुल अप किया और कहा कि क्यों आपने सिक्योरिटी विड्रॉ की, क्यों नहीं थ्रेट परसेप्शन असेस की. एंड द वे वी हैव सीन दिस होल 424 withdrawal security had been published and leaked from Aam Aadmi Party government to the publicize this thing, and that was highlighted by boasting and bragging that this security had been withdrawn for the service of common man. But today we have seen U-turn by Aam Aadmi Party government in the High Court saying that is the temporary withdrawal of security and they will definitely restore after 7th.
Temporary withdrawal, viewers, temporary withdrawal is the operative word that our bureau chief is telling us was used as a pretext by the Aam Aadmi Party. Temporary, viewers, but that temporary withdrawal has meant that Mr. Moose Wala has lost his life. And that is a permanence which can never be reversed, viewers. And I want to open this up. Manjinder Singh Sirsa, spokesperson of the BJP, is with us. Pritpal Singh Baliawal, chief spokesperson of the Punjab Lok Congress, is also there with us. So is Dr. Akashdeep Muni and Dr. D.K. Giri, a political analyst. Now, Mr. Sirsa, the BJP says that this is confirmation that the AAP is to blame for what has happened to Mr. Moose Wala. Why do you say this? Can you please tell our viewers?
So first of all, another thing I want to, Rahul, add here. Another observation by the Honorable High Court. The Honorable High Court said, when the Standing Council observed कि अगर किसी को और ज़्यादा security की ज़रूरत है, they can pay and take a security. A very interesting thing here happened, and suddenly Judge Sahib observed, saying the exact word I would like to say here. He said that the security provided is Arvind Kejriwal, exact words, do Arvind Kejriwal, whom Punjab government provided security, is he paying to Punjab government? Very important thing here. आप देखिए अरविंद केजरीवाल को सिक्योरिटी दी जा रही है जो पंजाब के मुख्यमंत्री नहीं है, दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री, हालांकि ऑन ऑफिशियल तो वही मुख्यमंत्री हैं. एंड सेकेंडली अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग, आज सरकार के वहां जाकर कोर्ट में ये कहते हैं कि हमने तो गल्लू गारेके में सिक्योरिटी हटाई है. एंड दिस इज द ट्वीट जो अरविंद केजरीवाल ने अपने ट्विटर हैंडल पर डाला, जिस पर लिखा है पंजाब में वीआईपी कल्चर पर एक और चोट, पंजाब में वीआईपी सिक्योरिटी का बड़ा एक्शन, अकाल तख्त के जथेदार डेरे के मुखिया मौजूदा एडीजीपी सिंगर मूसे वाला समेत 424 लोगों की सिक्योरिटी वापस. सो हियर इज द ट्वीट. अब आप देखिए हो क्या रहा है राहुल, कोर्ट में जाते हैं तो कहते हैं हमने सिक्योरिटी विड्रॉ नहीं की, ये तो टेम्पररी विड्रॉल है. और सोशल मीडिया पे अपनी हाइप बनाते हैं, चीप पब्लिसिटी गेन करते हैं। अरविंद केजरीवाल हरियाणा में जाकर जोर जोर के पीठ थपथपाते हैं, हमने पंजाब में वीआईपी कल्चर खत्म कर दिया, सिद्धू मूसे वाले जैसे लोगों की भी सिक्योरिटी वापस ली। नो टेल मी, इस जथेदार काल तक था वीआईपी कल्चर? एक टेम्पोरल अथॉरिटी है वो। सिद्धू मूसे वाला तो खुद अपने आप में वीआईपी थे। अब आप बताएं, अब जब हम कह रहे थे तो ये सवाल उठा रहे थे कि हम तो राजनीति कर रहे हैं, हम राजनीति कर रहे हैं, इन्होंने राजनीति करी। एक आदमी की सिक्योरिटी विड्रॉ करके उसका नाम डिस्क्लोज करते हैं और खुद कोई और नहीं कर रहा। भगवंत मान बहुत बड़े फकर से उसका नाम डिस्क्लोज कर रहे हैं और उसी के ऊपर असैसिनेशन हो जाता है उसी का। और अब आप बताएं, आज हाई कोर्ट में क्या बोल रहे हैं? आप अपना स्टैंड हाई कोर्ट में भी रखते।
ओके,
अगर आप सच्चे थे तो यू वुड हैव सेड टू द हाई कोर्ट आल्सो दैट वी हैव finished the VIP culture, but today in court you are saying कि sir this is a temporarily withdrawn. And you know what, I would like to share you another thing very shockingly, and there is a person who has contested election. He's not an MLA, he has just contested election from Majitha.
Okay,
his PA has got 6 gunmen जो हजूर साहब उत्तराखंड में पहाड़ियों पे हजूर साहब दर्शन करने उनका PA 8 गन में लेके जा रहा। मैंने ट्वीट किया कि वो ट्वीट भी आप लोगों को दिखा पाए। ये वीआईपी कल्चर खत्म कर रहे हैं, पीए के साथ 8 गनमैन।
So you're saying cheap publicity, cheap publicity, and that has led to
cheap publicity.
And for the purposes of promoting this cheap publicity, a person has lost his life, a person who was clearly under threat. Now that's the sum and substance of what Mr. Sirsa is saying. Also pointing out to the inconsistency of the AAP stand. In an advertisement, they said that we have pruned VVIP culture, but in the courts, they said that, look, this was not a permanent step, this was a temporary step. So I want to bring in Dr. Akashdeep Muni. Dr. Muni, the response from your side. Dr. Giri, the response from your side. Let me begin with Dr. Giri. Dr. Giri, the charge is clear that you have blood on your hands, that the Aam Aadmi Party has facilitated the killing of Mr. Moose Wala. And for what? For grandstanding, for the sake of cheap publicity.
Rahul, I completely disagree with you on this point, because the security that he had at his disposal, he did not use them. How can we link this? He had 2 commandos. He did not take them. So how could you say that because of the withdrawal of security he was killed? It was his negligence. Unfortunately, sad that we have lost him. It is all over the place. You know it. There are 2 commandos. He left them behind. So there is no link. Second point Mr. Sirsa is making is this, what he said in tweet is a political statement. Most leaders do that to earn brownie points. But what they said in the court is also in the public domain. That was the reason for diluting the security cover for 420 people. Not completely withdrawal, it was temporary withdrawal. That was actually the executive order. But what Kejriwal said is a political statement. All politicians do it. Third point is that the court giving the judgment. You see, court is a law interpreter. It is not a lawmaker. You see, so if it was a law, they could not have done it. And if supposing they bring out a law on the security, what will the court do? So let us not make much of it, but when court has given a decision, we respect it. As of now, court has its say and should be respected. But they are not the lawmakers. Lawmakers is the assembly.
The basic question is the following. The basic question is, why is the court reordering or ordering the restoration of security cover? If it was a considered decision taken after doing due diligence and following due process, why has the court decided to restore? That means the decision to take it away was wrong, number 1, arbitrary, number 2, I can only think aloud. And thirdly, it allowed the emboldening. It allowed the emboldening of mafia gangs, etc., who wanted to get even with Mr. Moose Wala, sir. Yes,
Rahul, as you said, these are conjectures. I might agree with you, may not agree with you. But in their wisdom, if honorable judges has given that order, that has to be respected. But I still do not see the link between.
You don't see the link. Okay, Mr. Sirsai doesn't see the link. Would you like to expound now? First of all,
no.
First of all, Dr. Giri, Dr. Giri.
Moose Wala was the victim of a gang war.
Okay, you can disagree. You can disagree.
Very interesting.
You can
point,
disagree, but not with me. But with the BJP, they are the ones who are making the points. I'm not. I'm only being a moderator. I'm conveying the point to you. Yes.
Dr. Giri.
No, fair enough.
Mr. Sirsai.
Fair enough.
Mr. Sirsai.
Dr. Giri, very interesting word used. He said that these were the Browning points. That he himself admitted that these were the Browning points every politician made. Absolutely right. Here he admitted one thing कि अरविंद केजरीवाल Browning points बनाने के लिए किसी की जान के साथ खेल गए. This is his admission. These are not my words. This is his admission. So somehow is also admitting, knowingly or unknowingly, he has admitted this word कि अरविंद केजरीवाल ने Browning points बनाने के लिए.
No, explain how it linked.
Please let me. Please complete.
No, that was not the question Rahul asked.
No, I'll link it.
No.
Please complete. Let me complete it. Brother, let me complete it. Brother, please let me complete it. And then I'll link it. Now I'll show you how to link it. Now the first thing is, he admitted one thing, and I'm at least I'm satisfied today, though he is a political analyst speaking the language of Aam Aadmi Party. So the brain or the voice of Aam Aadmi Party by saying कि हाँ उन्होंने ब्रॉइनिंग पॉइंट्स बनाए थे, वो ऐसे अपने आप को रिटोरिक स्टेटमेंटें दे रहे थे, सच नहीं था, उन्होंने सिक्योरिटी हटाई नहीं थी. सो वन थिंग इज क्लियर कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जो शोर मचा के रोज बोलते हैं, कभी सर्टिफिकेट मांगते हैं, कभी कुछ करते हैं, इट इज clear. It's prominent to mention here. Second, allow the link. Link is very clear. The link is very clear. उनके पास 12. I must clarify you. He has a 12 security personnel. First of all, in first place, I must clarify you. He has a 12 security guards and 1 gypsy vehicle. First, 8 were withdrawn and a vehicle was withdrawn. And later on, another 2 was withdrawn. Now he has a 1 security man on a job because they are on a 24-hour rest. So he has only one. Practically, he has only 1 gunman with him, which he left. Anyways, but now thing is that जो उनके दुश्मन थे उनको तो आपने सतर्क करके बता दिया कि हमने इसकी सिक्योरिटी विड्रॉ कर ली, तो इसमें हमला कर दो, और उससे हमला करने का बड़ी देर से इंतजार कर रहे थे.
Okay, so basically you emboldened, you made it clear, you publicized it, the whole world knew that these people had lost their security cover, or they had lost a large amount of their security cover and they had become vulnerable, so you abetted in the planning. That's what Mr. Sirsai is saying.
Moose Wala was a public figure.
Okay, let me bring in Dr. Akash Dini and Prithpal Singh Baliawal. Mr. Baliawal, okay, Dr. Giri says you can't make these linkages. Yes, it might be so that there was a certain degree of trying to score brownie points. All politicians try to score brownie points and try to project themselves as benefactors of the people. Fair enough. But you can't make the link in this case. The man didn't even take the 1 security personnel that he had with him.
देखिए राहुल, जो मूसे वाले की बात है, हम बार-बार कर रहे हैं कि सिक्योरिटी विड्रॉ हुई, नहीं हुई, 2 आदमी रह गए, नहीं रह गए. आज एडमिशन आया है सचिन बिश्नोई का एक टीवी चैनल पे कि हमारे पास ऐसे हथियार थे, हमने उसे मार के ही जाना था. और एक आदमी जो बुलेट प्रूफ गाड़ी अपने लिए तैयार खुद करवा रहा है, तो उसे पता है मेरे पे थ्रेट कितना है. और हमारी जो नई सरकार बनी है आम आदमी पार्टी की, उसे दिख ही नहीं रहा यार कि अगर उसने अपने लिए बुलेट प्रूफ गाड़ी तैयार करवा ली, 1.5 करोड़ रुपया उसके ऊपर लगा दिया, तो हम यार उसकी जान का ख्याल रखें. उल्टा आज पीसी करके इन लोगों ने क्या किया कि जी उसको ये बोला गया. आज 3 दिन के बाद पंजाब गवर्नमेंट के मिनिस्टर उसके घर पे गए हैं और उसके मां बाप ने कहा हमें आप पे भरोसा नहीं है. हमने अमित शाह जी को, केंद्रीय गृह एजेंसी को लिखा है कि वो मेरे बेटे की मौत की जांच करे. क्या पता आप लोग ही सम्मिलित हो उस चीज के अंदर. ये उनके मदर फादर की स्टेटमेंट है. आज गजेंद्र शेखावत जी ने इसे कोट किया कि उन्होंने कहा है कि हमने अमित शाह जी को लिखा है कि इस चीज की प्रॉपर इंक्वायरी हो. और लेवरलेस 424 आदमियों की आपने टेम्परेरी विड्रॉ कर लिया. जो सिरसा जी ने अभी बात उठाई है कि एक आम आदमी पार्टी की इलेक्शन लड़ा हुआ आदमी, उसका पीए, उसके साथ 7 से 8 गनमैन, और बाकी जो लोग हम पब्लिक लाइफ में जी रहे हैं, हमारी सिक्योरिटी, हमारी बाकी चीजों का आप कोई ख्याल ही नहीं रख रहे. यहां पे आप जथेदार की सिक्योरिटी विड्रॉ कर रहे हो, राधा स्वामी देरा की विड्रॉ कर रहे हो, सिद्धू मूसावाला की विड्रॉ कर रहे हो, बेअंत सिंह जी के परिवार की कर रहे हो, जिन्होंने अपनी जान दे दी. तो आप ये यहाँ पे आके कह रहे हैं मिस्टर गिरी ये तो वो ब्राउनी स्टेटमेंट एंड XYZ. क्यों भाई आप उन लोगों की जान से खेल रहे हैं.
डॉक्टर मुनी, me respond?
One thing, Rahul, I'm so happy, one thing, I'm so happy on one point that at least things are coming in black and white. One thing I want to remind upon linkages. On your show, on Times Now only, when we had a debate on Sidhu Moose Wala's murder recently, I was told by my co-panelist present here that he had no gunman. But now it has come out that he had somebody who was appointed from the government to support him, support his security. I was told that Sidhu Moose Wala's all security cover has been removed, but it was not the case. His security cover was removed partially. And one minute. Second point. Today, whatever was said as per papers, and you can read what ADG Security said on papers, that this particular removal of security, partial removal of security, was temporary because of a particular crisis that happened earlier, Operation Blue Star, whose anniversary was coming. And now the security has been restored. It's a regular practice. And we respect the court order and we'll be doing it.
No, so I'm asking you, that's an important point to make. But there was no inkling of the temporary nature of this arrangement in the advertisement. And one second, Mr. Mann, the Chief Minister, his face is on that advertisement, and I want to put that out there. Viewers, there you can see it's on air. What does it say? Ek aur chot. It says ek aur chot. And it says singer Moose Wala समेत 424 लोगों की सुरक्षा घटाई. पंजाब में VVIP कल्चर पर एक और चोट. It didn't say it was temporary. No, so hang on. There was, you'll have to concede that there was an element of trying to play this up as a massive pro-people move. Am I wrong, sir? Why would they put out an advertisement like this?
See, sir. No. Sir, the point is that this was a pro-people move because why the security was removed? Why security was removed?
Important thing.
Security was removed because
we should always remember one thing. It is not about the removal of the security. It is about the advertisement.
So my point is, okay, so what everyone is saying, what everyone is saying, okay, what everyone is saying, and this is important, what everyone is saying is, Punjab में अब VVIPs की नहीं, आम आदमी की है ये सरकार. That is the tagline. You took credit for pruning the security of people you said were VVIPs. This is just a status, security is just a status upgrade for them. And we've taken away that status upgrade. Now you're reversing that order. No, so one second. What came first?
That was political. That was in...
Government is not run by advertisement. Government is run by records on the papers.
No, at least Dr. Giri is being honest here. Dr. Giri is at least agreeing. At least he's being honest.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, so there was an element of showboating that was going on, viewers. Now, has that showboating cost a man his life?
True, but I still maintain, Rahul, there is no link.
There is no link. So that's what he's saying. There is no link.
Other people vulnerable.
Okay, let me bring in Sirsa Saab once again and Baliawal Saab. Let me bring in Baliawal first. Mr. Pritpal Singh Baliawal, you got a little bit of less time to speak, so I want to ask you, how do you make the link? Fine, security was removed, grandstanding was done, it was made a bit of a PR stunt. But to claim that the PR stunt cost Moose Wala his life, how do you make that link? Baliawal Saab.
देखिए राहुल, ये लिंक मैं नहीं कर रहा, ये तो उनका परिवार करने लग गया है. वो कह रहे हैं कि मेरे बेटे की कातिल ये सरकार है जिसने इसे पब्लिसाइज किया. उसके दुश्मनों को पता लगा कि उसके पास सिक्योरिटी हटा दी गई है और उसके बाद नहीं, मेरी बात मिस्टर गिरी, उसके बाद आपने पब्लिसाइज किया. ठीक है, एक आदमी उसके साथ है, वो जा रहा है कि नहीं जा रहा, जो उसके आसपास 8 आदमी आ गए, 9 आदमी आ गए, ऑल के पास, सबके पास वेपन थे. एक गनमैन भी क्या कर लेता पे, एक और शहीद हो जाता हमारा. आप ये सोचिए राहुल, मैं बाहर घर के बाहर निकलने के लिए
सिक्योरिटी लेके निकलूं, या सिरसा जी घर के बाहर या पंजाब में आ रहे हैं तो सिक्योरिटी लेकर आए, अदरवाइज पंजाब में हम लोग सेफ नहीं है। और ये कहने का मतलब हो रहा है। और आज एक हाई कोर्ट में बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट, वहां पे इन्होंने कहा कि एक आदमी हमें सिक्योरिटी देने के लिए 76,000 रुपीज लगते हैं। आप यार लोगों की जान बचाने के लिए भी क्वेश्चन करोगे, 76,000 रुपीज लगा रहे हैं हम। ये सरकारी वकील का वहां पे तर्क था। ऐसी बातें तो पंजाब में हो रही है यार।
At the end of the day, a U-turn will open up the AAP to the charge that it did not do due diligence before withdrawing the cover. The consequences of that, viewers, whether it led to the death of Mr. Moose Wala will remain, of course, contested. But the point is that the Aam Aadmi Party has groveled back in court and decided to restore the security. It will not be for 424 VIPs, it will be for 423 VIPs, because Mr. Moose Wala is gone. Now you can agree with his politics, Mr. Moose Wala's politics, you can say he was a pro-Khalistani, therefore he had it coming, etc. All of that is out of the window. The state thought it necessary to protect his life. He lost his life, whether he lost it because of the impact of the pruning of the security, which is now going to be restored, that's the main debate point, viewers. And that remains caught in this contestation. I'll leave it at that. We're coming right back with other big stories, explosive, exclusive stories. Don't go away.